So the first thing for the tent trailer, Tandy, is to make sure all of the windows are closed up and the ceiling vent before you start collapsing it. Okay, the next thing to do is the grill right here is going to be stored underneath the table. Okay, this side bed we can start right away. So all you're going to do is pull this down and this will come towards you. And then likewise, when it comes down, when you go to set it up afterwards, you're just going to put this little tongue of it in the middle of these two screws. And you're going to push straight back. And this will go back in. So this is the queen bed. Okay. And so remember, when it comes down, you're going to separate the canvas from the bar so that it lays flat. And then that bed is done.
Dad, can you throw my football?
Okay, so over here for the king bed, exact same thing. This canvas likes to get stuck on the bar a little bit more. Just gonna make sure that it gets separated from the bar. It's no glamorous way to do that. Okay, all the bedding and pillows will be stored in the middle. You'll see how it kind of packs up, so you can store a lot of things. Go ahead and stop it. Beds are both collapsed. We'll do the table next. And so these legs just fold up. Cushions will go on top of the table. There's also extra bedding in one of these. And then before I put the table down, I just want to show you guys, if you do have a hookup or if you do use battery for heat, there's a little switch down here. And so you can switch it to battery. You'll use battery and propane for heat, or if you have a hookup, you can switch it to, what is it, electric?
Mm-hmm. Electric power.
And then the heater is just located right over here. So there's a little switch on the bottom. So you'll make sure that's on, and there's also a thermostat so you can set what temperature you're wanting. If you do have a hookup, in this cubby, there is an electric heater. This works really good. Last time we camped, we only used this. You have to have a hookup to use it, obviously, because you have to have electricity. But we just use this, and it's a lot quieter. The one that is for the tent trailer is old and pretty loud. Oh, the outlet is right here for that. Okay. Okay, so in this compartment, there's the plug-in, so you'll just run it through. There's holes on the outside if you have a hookup. Okay, so this table is going to lay right. There's a little latch for it. It's going to sit right on top of there. And then all the cushions will lay flat. Okay, the extra pillows can be put in this basket. This is just an extra basket we've used for fruit or whatever. If you don't want to use it, you don't have to bring it. Okay, go ahead, stop.
Okay, stopping.
So the table is now collapsed. So now you're just going to bring any of the excess stuff. So we have these excess storage bins, which is really nice. You can pack them beforehand and then just slide it in. So these will lay flat. don't have to use them, so if you guys decide that it's too much work, you can just take them out and leave them at your house. You don't have to bring them in. Okay, so these will just lay here. Okay, and then along with the bedding and pillows, you can just kind of shove them in the crevices. You just want to make sure it's not taller than where that bed is going to slide into. And then the sink folds down, so you want to make sure that there's nothing in here. So we usually store food in here. Want to make sure that there's no water in the sink, and then this will fold straight down. Then you can put the wash bins in here. You can put any excess stuff like pillows in between there. And then this one will fold down as well. Okay, the last part of prepping the indoor for pack up is the door. Okay, so this is all secured by Velcro on the sides. You're gonna lock it with this white lock. Okay, that makes sure it all comes off with one all together. That was just open to get some airflow in. There's a lock down here that you'll want to separate, and the top is going to separate from the bottom. Okay. Turn these, and then you're going to pull towards you and up. And this will go straight up into the ceiling, and there's locks up here as well. Lock those so that's not going anywhere. And now the indoor is prepped for packing it down. This is the queen bed. Once everything is prepped inside, you're just going to, unlock these. So there's just little metal latches. You're just gonna make sure it's not hooked onto there on both sides. When you're using the tent trailer, so after you have it all popped out and you're gonna use it, you can put these on. It just keeps these tied down so there's not so much airflow in it. Okay, so you want to make sure that if those are attached, you unattach those because they'll get locked up in the system in there. Okay, so the stands or stilts are unlocked. Then you're just going to push straight in. Okay, all of the stilts are marked A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay, and so you'll put that in the corresponding one when you go to set up. And the queen bed stilts are going to be in this storage area. For the king bed, there's 2 additional supports. So you'll want to get those unhooked as well. This one likes to stick. Okay, so all 4 are unhooked. Because of the 2 additional stilts, it likes to stick a little bit on the wood. So I like to lift and then push to try to get it so it's not getting stuck as you push in. Pushing in the extra canvas. king bed stilts are going to go in this storage compartment. Okay, in the storage compartment you can also see the hose for water if you have a water hookup. Okay, the last step is just making sure this extra stuff is pushed in. You're just going to lift up, make sure it's not able to come out very easy. Okay, the crank is stored in this compartment. So you'll want to line up the crank. You can see just the shape of it. You just want to line up the shape. And there's also a little like key down here. It tells you to turn it clockwise to raise it. So then you're just going to go counterclockwise to lower it down. As you're lowering it, if you have an extra hand, that person will just go around and push in any extra canvas as you're lowering it down.
Good? Yeah.
See that you can turn it and it won't, there's no friction on it, there's no tension. Okay, so then you're just gonna go all the way around, make sure the canvas is pushed in, and then lock each side. There's 4 locks on each, or 4 locks total, so on each side.
Step before you pack everything up is to put these supports back. So you're just going to push down here, pull up, and in order to get this to come out, you're going to pull directly out and up.
And there's 4 supports total, 2 in back, 2 in front. And you'll want to make sure that those supports are up before you turn the jack.